that the sun is greater than the stars. The next point I want to make is the giver is greater than the gift. We'll go home. I probably try to end it with telling you and making an argument why both is greater. Matthew chapter 2, we find right here at verse, let's start at verse 9. And they heard the king, went on their way, and the star they had seen, when it rose, went ahead of them until it stopped over the place where the child was. When they saw the star, they were overjoyed. On coming to the house, they saw the child and his mother, Mary. They bowed down and worshiped. Then they opened their treasures and presented him with gifts of gold, frankincense, and myrrh. And having been warned in a dream not to go back to Herod, they returned to their country by another route. One more time, I want to talk about the worship at Christmas time. No doubt a whole lot of things are going to take place in the next few days. We are anticipating. I don't know about you, but I get as excited about Christmas time as any kid that is in the room. I get excited because I know it's a different time. It's a different kind of week. It's a different kind of day that'll take place. I get excited because I see people move and do things that normally they're not doing on the regular routine or what's the course of their normal week, their normal month. Christmas time is a special time. And I believe that it ought to be a special time. I believe that in all the months that we do a celebration and all type of celebrations that we do, that I believe that the one time that everyone ought to possibly come in agreement that this is a time when we ought to celebrate, I think it ought to be Christmas time. I don't know about you, but I've worked in various places. One of the places I worked was at Star Hope. I got the opportunity to supervise the case workers. And while I was supervising case workers, I would watch the expression of Christmas time. Men and women would come from all different walks of life, all different denominations, all different kind of faith. And they would come and they would bring, even if they served, if they was Hanukkah worshipers or celebrators, they still came at Christmas time. I mean, even if they was Muslims who didn't, I seen Jehovah's Witness who doesn't even believe in Christmas, but during Christmas time would come and they would share and they would give and they would release and they would give these men. And men would get excited at this time because they knew that at this time people was extra in their expression. In terms of giving, and they was extra. They knew, they anticipated. And let me give you the true story. The true story that a whole lot of them men wouldn't even come in the shelter because what they was going to miss on the outside. Because a lot of people didn't give the donation in. They would just ride up and give donation. They would just give money. I mean, I promise you, one guy showed up and he would just give money. I mean, a whole lot of money. Would give them money outside. I mean, because Christmas makes your heart does something and make it move towards an expression in a way that wants you to say that it's special. We may have denominational differences, but the expression of Christmas says that it's different. Can I help you in this room? As I help myself? I believe God would have it to be so. I hate to do this in a sermon that I should say my speech. God is a God of universal expression of love, a universal expression of giving, universal expression of help, universal expression of joy. God is beyond your religion. He's beyond your denomination. He's beyond what you know in terms of your belief. God operates outside of our belief. He operates outside of our norms. God gets people to move towards Him that you and I would never ever think would move towards Him. And when we come to the wise men, that's exactly what God is doing. God is calling men that is in the east, far east, that has a different perspective of religion, different expression in terms of how they see God and how they believe that they ought to worship God. But yet he's calling them to the experience of the Jews. He's calling them to the Judean experience, but they're coming on the outside. They're Babylonians. They're not Jewish worshipers. They're not Judean worshipers. They're not worshippers of Judaism. No, they're of a different kind. Woo! Matter of fact, they're coming out of a polytheistic type of world. They're coming out of a world where they don't know who's God. They don't know what is God. They're moving in a direction, but God has a way of getting all of our attention when he wants to get our attention. God knows exactly how to trigger your interest. God knows how just to get you, and that's why I love Christmas, because Christmas does just that. It reaches across the aisle. It reaches across the religion. It reaches across everything. And it says for one time in the world, we all decide that we ought to give in this season. We ought to fellowship with one another. We ought to be nice to one another. We are joy to the world. Hark the herald, angels sing. It is framed around a son and a gift that's been given. People give because of what has been given. Yes, sir. People come because of what has been called them, has called them outside of their norm. Can I help you that these are Babylonian, they're men of the East, they're not the typical religious worshipers. They're not even Jesus followers. Doesn't have none now, but he's not the church norms. He's not the people who you and I see on Sunday morning. These are the people on the outside raising the question, is there a God? And Christmas is the opportunity for you and I to show that there's a God. How do you show it? By giving like God gave. How do you show it? By loving like God gave. How do you show it? By reaching over and reaching beyond religion like God did. Why do you show it? By putting away petty differences and realize that there's a greater purpose and a greater cause. That's how you show it. And Christmas does just that. God perpetuates the acts of worship that he does, and all he allows us to do is redefine them, but don't change them. Christmas ought to always be about giving. Christmas ought to always be about people coming from different walks and different ways. People ought to always be about beyond your culture, beyond your expression of religion, beyond your expression of God. You don't know God. None of us know him like we should, and we're not sure how he shows up to other folk. Oh, I hate to do this because this is pressing the issue in this room. Because all of us frame God in our own minute mind, and we start suggesting that other people don't know him and we do. Maybe you don't know him and they do. And the only way anybody can tell whether you know him is whether or not you're giving, whether or not you're reaching across the aisle, whether or not you're making other things smaller and making him greater. The only way people know that you know him is not what you teach nor what you say, but based upon what you do and how you treat others. You don't know him if you don't love your brother. The Bible teaches that. You don't know him if you don't give to your Bible. The Bible teaches that. How you know the Bible teaches? He said, how can you love me who you never seen and hate your brother? How is it you walking around talking about you know me, but you can't love the person sitting next to you? You don't know me. Because if you knew me, you knew I would love him in spite of it. If you knew me, you knew that I died and gave my hand. So if you knew him, you know I would say forgive him for the... By this all men will know that you are my disciples if you have love. Let me tell you, the expression in terms of worship is not based upon what your head knowledge is. It's not based upon where you go to church or what denomination or what labels on, where you stand, but based upon in terms of how you love those that are... Do you really know him? Because if you know him, you will love. Do you really know him? If you know him, you will give. If you really know him, you will lift down, bow down heads. If you really know him. So the text says that these men come. And I thank God that in the middle of the Christmas story, he invites those that others have probably despised, rejected, and didn't want to see come. How you know? Because Babylon is the one that had oppressed it. The Jews, he's the one that oppressed those that was of Judaism. And here come God sending men from the place of destruction to a place of, watch this, reconciliation. Can I help you in here as I get ready to go to my seat?
Yes, sir.
The expression of Christmas is reconciliation. The reason why we don't need to come to church the rest of this week, because some of us need to do some family reconciliation. The reason why you're not worried, maybe I'll let you not worry about your church meeting this week, because maybe you need to have a family meeting and work some things out and not go into the new year carrying old stuff and old baggage and old malice and old hate and old bitterness. Maybe this time you ought to take some time. And the greatest expression of Christmas is not a gift, but the fact that you're willing to love those that may not love you. That you're willing to forgive those that...
Come on, Pastor.
Yeah.
That's good. That's good. Thank you, Lord.
And they come because they see a star. And you and I get caught up in the star if we don't recognize the fact that the star just only has a purpose to point to the sun. Can I help you in here for those that aspire star power? I learned something new this week, and it's called a tuba. Any of y'all young folk know what a tuba is? My daughters told me, they come out, Daddy, we saw a famous person. They tell me, no, they first say, Daddy, you know a famous person? I said, yes. They said, who, Daddy? I said, me. They said, no, Daddy, for real. I said, again, me. Okay. And they come back. They said, no, Daddy, we saw a famous person in the mall. They saw what they call a tuba. I tell them, what's a tuba? They said, Daddy, that's somebody that's on YouTube that get a lot of hits and things like that. I said, Lord, now they know what we're talking about. You just like me talking about when they became stars. It's the new television now. It's the new watch things now. And watch it. They say they saw something. Now watch this, because people with star power, whatever that may mean, I don't understand whatever that is, but in my new mind, whatever that is, that you ought to always recognize that your star power is to point to the sun and not to your star. Real stars point to something that is greater than them. Real stars give the indication that it is something that is more lasting than me, because everybody in here knows that stars is nothing but combustible gas that eventually burn out. And that's why you always look up on any given night, you'll see a falling star, because nobody's star lasts forever, but the sun lasts forever. Anybody in here, you may be in your star moment right now, but I just want to put you on notice. If you don't use your star for the right thing, sooner or later your star just gonna burn out. You know how to make your star last? Point to something that lasts after you go. Do something greater that'll leave a testimony that your star was here. And when I was growing up, we used to write things like, Derrick was here. And then somebody came along, Derrick was here, but now he's gone. But Derrick left his name to carry on. Those that knew him knew him well. Watching somebody in here. I'm trying to help you in this room. The way you and I make sure that our star always has purpose and it lasts longer than in terms of our season is to point to something that is greater than your star. Is there anybody in here that's willing to say, I'm ready right now in my life to point to something greater than my star, because my star is temporal, my star is fading, my star is burning. And when you get to the text, what the wise men recognized, that the star was pointing to someone that was greater than the star. Now this one thing I love about God. God knows exactly how to get your attention. God will raise a star in your life, but if he raised the right star in your life, the right star always points you to the greater star. You can tell folk who ain't got the right star in their life, because everything surrounded around their star. That's all they talk about, their star. All they talk about is what they star. What's your star that you have made greater than the God that can give you deliverance? Maybe your deliverance is on delay, not because your prayers ain't been prayed right, but because maybe you're praying from the wrong place and looking at the wrong person in terms of your deliverance. I would stay here, but I can't stay here. Sure that I'm pressing on that time. I would stay here and say, for some of us, We got a lottery star. Hope my lottery ticket deliver me tonight. Somebody missed it on yesterday. You didn't get it yesterday. That means one more time your star failed you. Somebody in here, you know you got some stars in here. Look around, and some of us got men that stars, women that star, with their political parties that star. You have picked some star in your life, and all I'm trying to say to you today is that there's a greater star, a greater one that's greater than your star, and sooner or later your star gonna burn out if it ain't already burned out. And now you're looking around and trying to figure out. Can I help you?
Yeah.
Oh.
Jesus. That's good.
It's good. It's good. See, we get still Baptist preacher right out there. Got instruments in the house. Watch this right here. Can I help you in this room? They recognized that the sun was greater than the star. And the star was on the indicator to show him where something greater was. God will raise people up in your life to point you to something greater. But the problem is that all too long we want to still hold on to what led us there or against the purpose to the place or the person that he led us to. I'm through. But the giver is greater than the gift. And they had to learn it. Because maybe the things that they was walking with, and maybe the star that they was following, at some point in their life, was the thing that they worshiped. You don't understand? They didn't just start looking at this star. They've been looking at this star. They was considered stargazers. They was considered astrologers. They was watching, and they noticed that God raised something in the earth realm that got their attention because it was greater than any other star. It was more necessary than any other star. And that's what I thank God for. And that's why I'm not trying to downplay the necessity of people in your life. But I'm trying to say that at some point you got to be able to honor them, but then you got to be able to go beyond them, because you only honor them, but you worship him. Can I help you one more time? Be sure to honor them, because we're living in a time now where people use you and throw you away, act as if you ain't never been nothing to them and you never have crossed them over in the bridge. I'm not suggesting that. I'm suggesting that you honor the people that help you get there, but let them understand, I may honor you, but I don't worship you. And so if you got to go tomorrow, I'm okay with that. If you got part of my experience next week, I'm going to live on, because you led me to something that's greater, that sustained me even when you're not there. And so we have to learn how to celebrate, hey, those that God bless us with, but also the worshiper in terms of the one that God sent us to worship, because my worship is reserved for him. My honor is reserved for anybody that is in my path that helped me along the way. And even those that don't, I honor my enemies these days, because I thank them for not being who they would have been to me, because they probably would have sidetracked me. So I thank God that he let them be an enemy to remind me to keep on moving. Yeah, okay, I won't do it tonight. Watch this, I know, watch this right. But the giver is greater than the gift. That's how you know. Because when they saw the giver, they released the gifts. Okay, let me walk you right in the text. The text says that when the star led them to where the child or the son was, or the sovereign one was, or the king was, or where the God man was, or the Savior who's going to deliver you from your sin was, or the keeper who will keep on allocating your purpose, or the one that will bless you, watch it, the one that will eventually have all power. When they was led to where he were, that no longer they looked to the star. Somebody missed it in there. Watch it, it's right there. So, when they found, when the star led them to where they needed to be and to who they needed to be with, they stopped looking at the star and started watching him. Somebody in here got to help me. They told the star, go ahead, you done your job. Now I found you, your purpose has been fulfilled. And now I'm looking at the sun. And when I look down at the sun, I see something. I see a baby, but I see a God. When I look down at the sun, I see Mary's child, but I see Joe. I see God's son. When I look down at the sun, I see what in the light is a sinful flesh for my sake, but I also see one that is holy enough to die for me. When I look down at the Son, I see, behold, the Lamb of God that takes away the sins of the world. When I look down at the Son, I see the one that dies on Calvary's cross, hanging himself. When I look down at the Son, I see the one that gave his hands to the nails and his feet to the spikes and his side to the sword. When I look down at the Son, I hear the one saying, Father, forgive them, for they know not what they do. When I look down at the Son, I see the one they march up, kill Gotham's heel and beat them all night long. When I look down at the Son, I see the one that's been betrayed by Judas, denied by Peter, forsaken by the other. When I look down at the Son, I see the one cries out, Lama Shabbatana, why has you forsaken me? And God comes back so I can be with him. When I look down at the Son, I see the one that get up early Sunday morning and declare all power is in my hand. And because they can see that, I love God. God will make you look at a baby and see salvation. I love God. God will make you look at something we can see straight. I love God. He'll take a lamb and a lion and put them back together, put them together again and say, I'm both of them. He'll take a serpent and a dove and say, do both of them. I love God because God allows us to see beyond what the natural eye can only. Because when they looked at the Son and they recognized that the giver was greater than the gifts that they brought, they freely gave the gifts. I tell preachers all the time, quit trying to preach the gift out their pocket. Preach Jesus. Because when you see him, everything else become minute. If you get him in your focus, doesn't matter what you have and what you, if you get him in your focus, doesn't matter what you just gave. When you get him in your focus, you give all to him. You'll surrender all to him. And that's just what they did. They gave him all. But I thank God that whenever you surrender all, I thank God that whenever you worship him, God will always give you more than what you gave. God will bless you more than what you lost. God will give you more than what you thought you gave. God will make a way out of no way. Can I help you out here? Had they not worshiped the Son, had they not praised the Son, had they not gave to the Son, they would have left there thinking the Son